Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes.
Ooh.
Let me see something. Can you hear? Select go live once you're streaming software. Okay, we're trying to get this thing going. Select go live once your streaming software connects. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay, can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, good. Can you say something? Because I can't hear you. That is okay. Let me see. Let's see. Am I live? You to a steak restaurant. Okay. We're trying to get this thing together. You can't hear me? Hold on. Let me try this again. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. So let me try to bring you on again. That was weird.
That's an echo.
You hearing the echo? I don't hear it on my end.
I do. But that's okay.
Okay. Let me make sure that we are streaming. I hope we are. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if I can bring you up. Okay. I got you going. All right.
Awesome.
We're going to get it together. Okay, we're going to get it together here. All right. Let me see, make sure everything is good on these streams. Let me check. Bear with us, y'all. It's our first time. Anybody who is on Facebook or Instagram, you might want to go to YouTube to stream this. But I'm going to try to post the link again. Let's see. See if I can post this. Ooh. Stream key. And then, okay. I was already in there. No. That's not what I wanted to do. We were having some technical difficulties. Let me make sure. Make sure the stream key is on there. Okay. Says the stream key is on there. You're already okay. It says we're already live. So I don't know. I guess it's working. We'll see.
Okay.
We will see. It's the first time using StreamYard. So we'll get into it. We'll see how it goes. If not, we'll catch the recording and edit it how it's supposed to be. All right. So let me do your introduction first. Okay. So here we have this great woman here. She has over 18 years of experience specializing in cardiology, cardiac rhythms. She has a degree in psychology. She is also an evangelist. She has been helping provide grace, insight, and comfort as the associate minister at the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. Please welcome Evangelist Gloria Newkirk, who also happens to be my mom. Yay! Hi, beautiful.
Well, hello, beautiful yourself. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction.
You are so welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
Good to hear. So we're going to jump right into it. So we'll be talking about health, childhood trauma, and then we're also going to be talking about marriage. So our intentions for everybody who is watching the live stream, our intentions today is to shed some light on all the topics that we will be discussing, and hopefully it will help somebody who needs to hear it. All right, so let's jump into it. So the first question we have for you, we both share similarities. We've both been in the healthcare field. I have been in health information management for 15 years. You have been working in the hospital in cardiology. You also have done some home care nursing as well for over 18 years. So now you also have your ministry that you've been doing for a while. How has your career in healthcare played a role in your ministry? Because I know sometimes you might see patients who are also in the church, or you might have. So how does that affect your ministry?
Well, in several ways. Your health is very vital. It is essential to your well-being. So a healthier you makes for a good cognitive processes. Your mind is alert. Your body functions as it should. So your health means everything. It means I walk over here.
What you got going on? Listen. Some what? I don't know what happened. You cut off, but while you're doing that, so health is very important. Okay, you're back. All right.
You can't just look healthy and that's it. I mean, we can look at each other and say, "Oh, you look healthy. You look good," but that's not it. Your health requires diligence. It requires effort. planning, and sacrifice. Now, if I was to dissect each one of those words quickly, I would say first, diligent. Being careful and persistent with your health, to obtain the goal that you need to achieve. Effort. We know the saying, it sounds like a cliche, but it's real. No pain, no gain. Let's say planning. Now you, beautiful daughter, being the health guru that you are, we know that it requires planning. There's meal prepping. So you have to plan. You got to shop. You have to plan to do it. You have to plan your exercise routine. Sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice. You got to be self-motivated to achieve your goal. Because sometimes there's not going to be anyone there to help you stay motivated. So you've got to motivate yourself.
That is very true.
Donald Morris sings the great gospel hymn. You got to encourage yourself.
That's right.
You got to encourage yourself in the Lord. You got to encourage yourself in your exercise and in your health care.
That is correct. Okay, so that leads me to my next question. So when we talk about our bodies as temples, right? Because that is, you know the scripture better than me. But
exactly.
the quote is, tell me the quote about using our body as the temple.
Well, the scripture does say, and I wish I remember exactly where it is, but the body is our temple. So we want to be careful what we put in our temple.
Correct.
It's just like the physical edifice, the church itself, you want to be careful what you bring into the church. Well, you got to be careful what you put into the body, being your temple. You don't want to defile the temple.
Absolutely. So that my next question to you was, how do you feel the church is doing by getting that message out? Is the church doing enough, in your opinion, in getting that message of using our body as temples and our body being temples? Do you think the church could do a better job?
The church certainly could do a better job, daughter. I think you know that yourself. We hold on to tradition and, the things that we're so used to doing, all the different programs that we have, the Founders Day and the Mother's Day and the Father's Day. We prepare these huge feasts, and we eat all the wrong foods, and we eat a lot of them. And we do it often.
Yes.
And then we do bring in, like at my church, we bring in the health guru as yourself. We'll bring someone in to talk to her about all this wild eating and this unhealthy eating. And some of us will adhere to it and do better. And then some of us will just, on those annual days, we're going to splurge and we're going to go back to eating all the wrong stuff.
Okay, so.
But yes, we could do a better job if we would constantly be reminded that our health is essential to our well-being. But we're not.
Yeah. And there is a lot of work that we could be doing, I believe, in the church to get that message across. I know I told you, I broke down, actually. I told you I broke down, and you called me, and I was so glad you did, because I had a friend who invited me to church. I haven't been to church in a long time. I'm not a church goer. So I went and I served meals for a pastor's lunch. And I really, because I'm plant-based and I really don't go to functions a lot, I really forgot how it was when you go to these different functions. So they put me in by the meat. I'm sorry. They put me by the meat. And I was like, ooh, I can't do this. I can't do it. They put me by the ham and the chicken. And I was like, y'all got to move me by the sides. Let me serve the sides and we'll be all right. But, you know, as as Christians, right? I don't necessarily, I'm spiritual. I don't subscribe to a certain religion. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God, yes. But Christians, if we're going by the biblical sense, there are certain things in the Bible that tells us we're not supposed to be eating swine, right?
Absolutely. So, believe it or not, we're supposed to be, the spiritual diet is a plant-based diet. It encourages the consumption of fruit, veggies, grain, you know, which these foods are strong in nutrients and definitely in fiber, I'm trying to say. We're to avoid processed foods. That's actually spiritually based diet.
Wow, that is true. So why do you think there's a disconnect with us not following that in the church?
Tradition.
Okay.
It's been our comfort zone. It's been our comfort zone to eat and consume, eat, drink, and be merry. Eat as much as you want.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Yeah. I seen this one pastor on Thanksgiving. He had a big pot. He had chitlins in there. He was boiling. He had some turkey. He had ham. He had it all. And I was like, wow.
We call that a heart attack in a pot.
That's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. Well,
Genesis, the book of Genesis, there's scripture that says, every herb-bearing seed, which upon the face of the earth is what the Lord has given us to eat. So I don't think there's a lot of herb in meat. So he's not talking about meat, for sure.
Right.
He said every herb-bearing seed. So trees, fruits, grains. It spells it out. We just don't adhere to it.
Yeah. So
with the generation, you know, it's kind of just do what you want, eat what you want.
Yeah. That's good insight right there. So what changes have you made to help improve your diet and lifestyle?
Well, for one thing, I eat a lot less than I used to.
Okay.
So that helps a lot. What we've learned also in healthcare is that your weight, heavier weight, it contributes to back pain, knee pain, and we find a lot of patients that lose weight. Their knees feel better, so their back trouble goes away. I had a while there, because I'm diabetic, that when I lost weight, I felt a lot better, and I could lower my insulin dose, you know, and then I went from two blood pressure pills to one.
Okay, good.
And so weight contributes to a lot of health factors or health risks.
Absolutely. So that's good that you're making those changes. And I've seen your progress. You're doing great. So that's good.
Well, thank you.
So let's switch gears for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna go into talking about childhood trauma. So you and I, we had a great heart-to-heart last week. We shed a lot of light on our history. If you guys do not know, I was raised by a single father. And my mother and I now, we have a great relationship. I love talking to her, but it wasn't like that growing up. So statistics from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, they reported that cases of abuse, well, childhood trauma, 65% came from childhood neglect, 18% came from physical. Can you still hear me? Okay.
I lost the audio.
I can hear you fine.
You can hear me.
You can hear me?
Yes, very, very softly. You're not loud anymore.
So
Let's see.
You might have to turn your volume up because I can hear you well.
Let's see.
It might be your volume.
Okay. What happened? Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
It went very low.
It's still low? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So 18% was physical abuse, 10% sexual abuse, and 7% psychological or mental abuse. This is from the statistics from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. So cases are reported. And I think when I thought about this, I thought about how back in the day, you know how you could whoop your children, and then now you can get reported for that. So Can you hear me?
Yeah, very low. It's not as
I'm gonna call you back.
Okay, yes.
But things have changed over the past. Okay. So things have changed over the past. Like you can't whoop your kids anymore because you will go to jail. But so some of these things, are childhood trauma, and we want to talk about how has the way that your upbringing has that affected your parenting style, and were you affected by childhood trauma?
Let's try and get a clear definition of what childhood trauma is. Psych is my major, so the psychologist defined childhood trauma as an intense event or experience that threatens or causes harm to that child's emotional state or physical state.
Okay.
Well-being. The child's well-being.
Okay.
The event can be emotionally painful, distressful, and it results in a long-lasting physical effect or mental effect, or leaves negative, overwhelming negative vibe. So that's what childhood trauma is. For me, the childhood trauma would have happened or occurred at an early age. I was back 6 years old when I lost my parents and a brother. So I lost mom, your grandma, your granddad, and an uncle, your uncle. So then a brother, all together, all at the same time. So that's traumatic for any child to lose their parents. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Right. And there are different types of childhood trauma. So mine would be, well, let me tell you what the 4 types are. First, there's neglect. Then there's psychological trauma. Then there's physical trauma. And of course, the one we all hate, sexual abuse. So for me, it would be psychological trauma, having to grow up without your parents. Now, my grandparents did a wonderful job, but there's nothing like, mom and dad, because there's a whole generation gap with the grandparents, which they did a fine job raising me, but, there were a lot of disconnects because they were so much older, when they gained custody of me. They were raising all of their children, married and grown, and then they get their grandchildren. So that's childhood trauma.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and I know that that's very hard to deal with. How are you able to cope with that? What type of inner work did you do in order to heal from that?
Well, in the earlier stages of my childhood growing up, my grandparents, we had counseling.
Okay.
Because my brother, I was 6 years old and he was 6 months old. So we had counseling in the early stages of life. But as I grew into my adulthood, I'm going to have to say it was my belief system, my belief in God that kept me strong, that held my mind together. Because there were times when the trauma would take effect on me, because I would think about, I wish my mom was here. So I understand, and I know you know what I'm saying. Growing up, wishing your mom was here.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandparents gave me love, and they did a great job, but them being the kind of people that are old-fashioned, successful, very well-to-do, they didn't issue out a whole lot of hugs and kissing. They tell you they love you. And so I think I grew up looking for love, as we would say, a lot of times in all the wrong places and the wrong places. And I had to learn exactly what it meant to love and to be loved. I knew how to love, but I didn't know exactly what it entailed to be the recipient on the other end of that love. Mm-hmm. My grandparents were wonderful, but I felt like I was naive and sheltered. So when I went looking for love, I accepted people who didn't sincerely love me. So.
Understandable. Been there. I get it. Well, that is very good insight. And I never knew part of a lot of that story I never knew. So that's very good to know, because now I have a better understanding of where you're coming from.
Exactly.
So let's see.
Well, you know what? Let me add to that. Even more trauma is you're looking for that love, and you don't find that love. You think you found it, and then as an expression of that love, you have a little baby that you love, and then the baby is pretty much taken from you. That's more trauma, and then you have to learn how to cope and how to deal with that, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah. As we talked about that.
You make it look easy. You're doing so well. Well, I've got to do well, so I won't lose my mind. I've got to hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a.
How easy it looked, it wasn't easy.
I can imagine we had that discussion too. Like, I have one daughter, and I could only imagine like not having my daughter. That would like hurt. And so we had that conversation that I really commend you, because that would make somebody like lose their mind, you know? So I know that you had a lot of healing to do. I know that took a lot of work. I know that took a lot of strength to get where you are. So I commend you for that. And I always tell you that we can't do anything about the past. We can't do anything about it. But I am so glad. Yes, I'm so glad that we are here now. And I was like, damn, I love talking to my mom. Thank you. All right, so let's switch gears again, because I just saw my father-in-law in the background. Is he still there? Hey, father-in-law, how you doing? Good. So we're gonna switch gears and talk about you two for a minute. The power couple of the church. We got Reverend Newkirk with us right here. And I'm so happy. Let me tell you, I could just see that you all's relationship is different from the past, and I could tell that you all are really happy together. And I love to see y'all together. I do. Look at her. I love seeing y'all together because it gives inspiration. Like, it gives inspiration to women and to other people, you know, who are looking to have love and have marriage at some point. So y'all are amazing. I've had the opportunity of you coming down and actually meeting you in person, and I've spoken with you on several occasions. You're such a wise man. And I really appreciate, I tell you all the time, I appreciate all the talks that we have. I do, because you have so much wisdom. So I just want to say, you guys, I really, you can tell too, when you have a good relationship, because my brothers, they all like you. So that's how you know, like, they approve of you. We approve of you. So yeah. But my question to you all, what are your thoughts on what a marriage is supposed to be?
Well, the Bible first simply says that when you become married, you become one. A lot of times, marriages separate in certain areas because they forget that first thing. We become one. That means every decision is, I'm not right, she's not right, but we agreeing on the same thing. That makes it one.
Okay, well, let me add to that. The scripture says marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. Meaning, it's honorable in the Lord's side. And if it's what it's supposed to be, you can explore with each other and just with each other. That's why it's honorable. It's just you two. It's just the union of you two. And so when it gets to better than defiled, then there's no there's no sin in doing what you do.
Okay. So I heard union, I heard one, and I heard living basically of God with no sin. So let me ask you guys, how do you deal with conflict resolution within your marriage?
Conflict resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel that if we have a disagreement about anything pertaining to our household or anything that's going on in our lives, we should be able to talk about it. If we're not able to talk about it, that gives the enemy the room to come between to cause conflict. It also says that you shouldn't go to bed angry at each other. It should be sorry before you say goodnight.
And a lot of people don't realize anger also causes disease.
Yes.
And so it is very important to not go to bed, like you said, not go to bed angry. How important is communication?
Communication is the ultimate key to a successful marriage. I mean, you've got to communicate with each other. How are you going to know that person's thought, feelings on anything if you don't communicate? You know, what we do, to me, in the beginning of a relationship is we pull out all the stuff. We put on our best show. Put our best foot forward, as we would say. And we do all those things. We're listening to our partner. We're doing those things we think that please them. And then once we've reeled them in and everything's good and you decide to make it official, we make the mistake of not communicating like we first initially did. And then we stop doing all the things that we used to do. We become so comfortable with each other that we don't even put forth the effort. And so the thing is, it's not just a cliche. The same thing you did to get that person are the same thing you need to keep
that person, right? Yes.
That's what drew them to you. That's what attracted you to your spouse. Those things that they were doing. So, honey, don't get me and just stop. Mm-hmm. If you were spoiling me, if we were cooking dinner and we were taking turns, if we don't just quit. That's what I liked about it.
Right.
So,
right.
You have to communicate that to each other. You have to say, honey, when we got together, you know, you used to rub my back and rub my feet. And now you don't do it but once a year. You know, you used to do it every month. So you got to communicate with each other to let each other know how you feel.
I agree. I think communication is the number one ingredient that you need to be successful in any relationship, marriage, dating, what have you. And then we do get comfortable with each other. So
I mean, even in the communication arena, it doesn't just have to be certain things. It can boil down to paying bills, the whole scenario. You know, I don't want to make a decision without confronting my wife, and I hope it's vice versa. You know, we was talking about it earlier today when I was trying to make a decision on some car insurance, and the people, of course, gonna try to make you make a decision without confronting or communicating with your spouse. And I tell them, no, I'll call y'all back and we'll go from there. So that's also important.
It is. And while we're talking about communicating, Dominic, I think there's some important key things that we should do in our communication process. For one thing, we should, I call it caring and sharing. So when we communicate with each other, we have to care enough to ask your spouse, how was your day? Is there anything that's bothering you? And you talk about that. And then the important thing is to listen. Listen. Sometimes all you want is a listening ear. You're not even looking for a solution. You want them to listen to you. You want to vent and get it all out.
Yeah.
And you should be able to do that with your significant other.
Absolutely.
And then I would say after that, after you've communicated and shared and you shared, avoid if there's a conflict. We're talking about conflict. If there's a conflict with the two of you, we don't need anybody else unless they're professional. We don't need to call Jim and call baby sister and big brother. And we don't need to tell them all about what's going on in your household. That's how a lot of households get messed up because we've called and told all that business to all the family.
Okay, so that's very interesting because you all, I'm sure you minister to other couples, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So who do you go to when you all need counseling? Is God the top? Is that who you? Okay.
It's the top. But if we just have a situation where we feel like we need a mediator, then we would go to our pastor.
Okay.
Or a professional. Yes.
Would you agree that person may need to be outside of the church?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay. Okay.
Now, some of the people that are evangelists or they're professional counselors as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like somebody sometimes that would be in both arenas. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
they would know both sides. You can look at it the spiritual side, and you can look at it, from the world's point of view, per se.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have an unbiased opinion too.
It is.
And that's why I asked, should that person be outside of the church? Because sometimes it helps to have somebody who doesn't know you or your situation, and that could, they're coming from a place of just knowing what is going on right now. They don't necessarily know your history.
That could be very good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, even the people that are outside the church, as far as counselors or other people that you might communicate with, I believe that we would pray. Even if we're not talking to our pastor, we would pray that the people that we talk to on the outside of the church will either be in the experience what we've been through, or have have the Spirit of God somewhere in them, even though they're outside the church.
That's very important. You have to be of God. Definitely. Definitely coming from God's perspective.
Yeah, just because they have a degree or a piece of paper don't mean that they can lead you right.
Right.
And another thing I think that makes this very important when you communicate and you talk about conflict resolution. Although we're a couple, we're still individual. And guess what? All of us need space. So I need to give him space. He needs to give me space. He needs to be allowed to go and hang out with the buddies. And, but out of respect, we need to know where each other is.
Yeah.
But yeah, there needs to be space too.
A lot of space. Yeah. Yeah. You do need that. Like when you're with somebody for that long, and that's where the comfortability comes in, that you get comfortable with each other. So it's like, let's, we still have our own lives. Let's go live our lives, then come back and give me time to miss you a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A person has to refresh, rejuvenate, to be away from you, maybe to miss you.
Yeah.
If he's gone overnight, I miss him.
Yeah.
I said, honey, do you miss me? I know I wasn't there to get on your nerves.
How long? Okay, so how long have you all actually gone without seeing each other?
Well, as you know, I just recently changed jobs. So my past job, it was like a 12-hour shift, and then it had a shift there, and it worked from 8 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock in the morning. So basically, sometime when I get home, I'm gone. Your mom is gone.
Okay.
So it gives that's another time of space. Mm-hmm. And then, when she's off and I'm off, we try to make the best of the time that we have together, because that time will come again where we're separated again.
Right.
Okay. So with you all schedule, do you schedule date nights and things of that nature? Yes.
Yeah, you have to make a conscious effort to still date your spouse. You got to keep the marriage alive.
Yeah.
So we play. Yeah, he's full of surprises, so he likes a surprise.
Ooh.
He knows that I'm off. Just come up. Well, honey, we're gonna just go out. We're gonna go out. What are we gonna do?
Good.
It's a surprise. You don't ever
Good. Oh yeah, because he can't. Yeah, I like some. That's good. It keeps it spicy. Surprises are good.
Yes.
Well, I am going to close it out for this live stream. I appreciate both of you. It's been great. I want to close out with any words that you all may have, anything that Spirit has put on your heart to close this out. You can go ahead.
One of my favorite scriptures is Psalms 139 and 14. And it says, and I always think of my beautiful daughter.
You do.
As you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh.
And God knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't make any mistakes. So I'll have to say, before you close out, I am proud of the resilient, beautiful, intelligent woman that you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very proud.
Don't make me tear up. Okay. Don't make the cancer come out of you right now. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And so my 3 words of advice to you and to any woman is to pray, love, and achieve. Achieve your goals through the two preceding, through prayer and through love. Self-love, loving everybody else, achieve.
And okay, I have one because I forgot, but I think this is very important. One more question. What's one thing that you know now that you would tell all of your kids about life? One thing. It can be anything.
Well, as far as me telling my children, they watch me in the fast lane, the street light. But one thing I would tell generations that are coming up now, always set a goal for your life.
Ooh, that's good.
Don't let your age determine your future. So, because there are a lot of kids now that they just think that going to school and after school we get on these games, and they don't have no destiny. So we have to set goals now.
That's huge. Mom, you got anything?
Choose to be happy.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Choose to be happy. Choose to be successful.
I love that. Well, we'll leave it right there. I thank y'all. I really do. Bless y'all. And I appreciate you guys for taking the time to come to the live. So I love you all. And thank you. I shall chat with you all later. And to everybody who joined in, thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace and blessings.
Amen.